Hello my fellow assassins around the world, how are you today? I hope you are fine, because today I will speak about the last game from Assassin's Creed series, which is Valhalla. Why after so many months? Why right now? Because I wanted to fully experience the game, I wanted to explore it till the first DLC, which is the Wrath of the Druids. Also, with my tight schedule, I couldn't finish it quickly. And most importantly, I wanted to speak about the storyline without any problems with the spoilers. A disclaimer before I begin, it's my first review, so please forgive me in advance about my mistakes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So, where should I begin? I will begin with the open world. As an open world fan, Ubisoft did a great job with the open world again. Valhalla contains 6 maps from the original game and 2 maps from the expansions. From the fjords of Norway to the Greenlands of England, I loved visiting places, enjoying the landscapes, traveling, exploring the map in general. Aside from that, Ubisoft improved the interaction a lot from the Odyssey. For example, you can do various stuff like finding mysteries without the game forcing you because of the main quest line, disposing curses, building stones, fighting other NPCs, and more. For me at least, it felt that the world interaction with these small things was more active and not by force as it was in Odyssey. Of course, it contained other activities too, and the best of them are the river raids. Yes, the river raids are awesome and I love them. Invading the villages, pillaging the riches, fighting the Christian soldiers, it felt like you're actually playing as a Viking. Also, the addition of the music during traveling, exploring it makes it even better. In general, I loved the open world exploration in Valhalla. Now, how does the RPG elements comes with the gameplay? As we all know, in the last 2 Assassin's Creed games, the gameplay changed a lot from the previous generation of the games. First, it was Origins which introduced the RPG style, and it worked well for playing as an assassin. Well, at least for me. In Odyssey, you could choose to charge ahead or go silently as a, let's say, scouter than an assassin. Honestly, in Odyssey it didn't work that well. Now, in Valhalla, as a Viking at some point, it doesn't feel right to play as an assassin. Vikings were known to charging ahead and facing off the enemy in combat. They believed that dying in battle without fear and killing as many enemies as they could, it was honorable and they would ascend to Valhalla. But at some points, there were villages in England that they didn't want Eivor around in their places, meaning that they hated or were scared the sight of a pagan. So you have to hide. And that's why the cloak interaction comes in. Using your hood, blending in, try to avoid contact, it made the assassin feeling a bit better. And sometimes I use a cloak to infiltrate a camp and assassinate everyone. Well, who doesn't do that? Also, Eivor lends the ways of the hidden ones in the storyline. Well, some of them at least. On the other hand, I love the use of the many bows again, and finally the return and the true use of the hidden blade, like assassinate instantly your target. That one was back on the old Assassin's Creed, and finally they brought that again. But sometimes it can be a little bit tricky on the elite enemies. One more thing I liked is the idea of using the armor set and weapons of your choice throughout the whole game. Also, the leveling is different. Here you're free to roam everywhere, but you have to be careful a bit. For example, if you have low power level, you will have to be aware of the high level enemies. You increase your power level by earning experience from completed quests, activities and exploration. Then you choose which skill point you want, and with that way you increase your power level. In general, the RPG elements are improved from Odyssey and they are better and better from Odyssey. Now, let's jump into the combats. Well, what can I say? I simply love it. The brutality that exists makes the game different from the previous ones. You can kill each enemy with different ways. Also, you can use a variety of weapons like axes, swords, maces, spears and more. You can go dual wield with what you love, like 2 heavy swords, 2 one-handed axes, or even dual wield shields. And yes, that is awesome. Go and try that out. Trust me, you will love it. In general, the combat it fits to the gameplay and gives you the feeling that you play as a Viking, so Ubisoft did hold nothing back on that matter, which I like that. Of course, as the previous games, Eivor has melee and ranged abilities. Each ability is different and they give you the opportunity to play as you want. But honestly, I miss this. I will not hide it, I love Spartan kicking enemies from edges or cliffs, but come on, who didn't love that? Anyway, on the other hand, Valhalla doesn't have naval battles because in history during that era, England didn't have longships or warships, but you can use your longship to raid places and sometimes have your crew kill elite enemies for you. Now, the most important part, the storyline. Before I begin, I would like to warn you for major spoilers, so if you do not wish to hear them, please close the video. It is completely understandable. Firstly, I would like to say that I will not speak about the settlement quest because I felt that this is something more like a secondary quest, and for your information, I haven't completed my settlement yet. I think I am around 5 level, close to 6, something like that if I remember well. Now, as we all know that we play as Eivor Varenstadir, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, also known as a Wolf-Kissed. To be honest, I had kind of mixed feelings for the storyline. I liked it at most, but at some point it left me with some questions. As we see, we have 3 different storylines. Eivor's storyline, which is about Eivor's journey and his mission of conquest and gaining allies in England. We have the Hidden One storyline, which Eivor helped Hytham to collect some old scripts from the Hidden One's Purios, and of course hunt down the Order of the Ancients that plagues England and restore the order. And the third one, Odin's storyline, in which Eivor tries to find an omen or answers about his dreams that he sees in the beginning of the game. The quests somehow are connected to each other, as Eivor journeys in England, finding allies, helping lords, kings and queens to claim the crowns. He tries to resolve and wake up his brother from his obsession of some strange artifacts. At the same time, he helps Hytham to bring down the Order of the Ancient members, which many of them will meet him in Eivor's storyline. On the other hand, we see the Asgard storyline, in which Odin tries to find answers how he will save himself and the other gods from Ragnarok. At the end of Eivor's storyline, we see that many of the characters have their own incarnation in real life, like Basim and Loki, Tyr and Sigurd, and the list goes on. That part of the storyline left me with some mixed feelings, more questions than answers, but I guess we will learn them in time, or I will search them around the internet myself. As for Layla's storyline, I felt like that was the best way to end her trilogy. With the endings she has, I don't believe that we will see more of her, maybe in the future. So, in her place, Basim wakes up after many years, grabs the staff of Trismegistus, which we saw in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, speaks with Alethea, the issue that we met back in Odyssey, and says that the Hair of Memories fulfilled her mission. It was kind of strange to see Loki's incarnation, or Basim, taking Layla's place in Animus and try to uncover all of Eivor's secrets. All in all, as I said, the storyline was really good, but in the end I had some questions about few things. Now, about the Wrath of the Druid expansion, I haven't completed it yet, but I love it so far. In terms of graphics, Ubisoft delivers a fantastic world with many beautiful landscapes, cities, villages and more. The graphics, the details, the scenes, the lighting, the shadows and everything are wonderful. About the glitches and bugs, to be honest here, I didn't encounter many of them that made my time difficult, but some of them were a bit funny. But I know some other people had problems with the save files and that's frustrating, but at least for me, I was totally okay with the game. Now, about the game in general. I liked Valhalla very much. Actually, I loved Valhalla very much and I'm still loving it. I still play when I have free time. But as I said, I had some mixed feelings about the ending. About Basim taking Layla's place, what will happen to Layla. Actually, we see what happens to Layla, but we will see her again in the future. And with the connection of the storylines of Odin, Eivor, the older incarnation of the characters, and all this stuff. But as I said, maybe we will see in the future what will happen, or I'm gonna search for the answers on my own in the internet. Anyway, in my opinion, it delivers an awesome experience in the terms of leveling, gameplay, combat, and more. I would recommend you to give it a try to play it, but take your time to complete it. It's not the game that you have to rush it. So guys and girls, please do not rush the game. Trust me, you will enjoy it more and better by exploring the world and taking your time to complete it. Well, that was quite for my first review. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the review video. If yes, give us a like, leave a comment because comments are always welcome, share the video to your friends and hit the subscribe button to join the family that we want to create. As we said many times in the past, we have many plans for the future. We have started our very first vlog series, The Comfy Talk. If you haven't checked it, go and check it. And we have more plans about the future. I will not say anything because the boys were gonna kill them. Anyway, I will see you everyone in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay strong, and see ya!